Okay, Jochen is not joining today from our side, so yeah, we are already 3 minutes from the start. So that let's just get starting. Yeah, welcome everyone to this testing and release working group. I think it was last meeting was almost 2 months ago. Sorry for the inconvenience of this. I had some logistic problems last time, so we had to skip one meeting and then to delay this one for 1 week. So yeah, sorry about that. But in the meanwhile, we have been, or there has been some great announcements, like for example, Sodium release. So that's really great. Yeah, let me just check. So we are today in the meeting, Alex, then Pedro and Tommy. So nobody new. Yeah, so let's just take a look. Maybe I can share the screen and we can just go over the board. I think there is no update on the board, so, but yeah, in any ways, we can go first there, take a look at what we have, and then maybe we can see if there is some announcements, some news on the testing regarding testing from the SaltStack team, and also if there are, what are the plans? If there are some plans now for this after Sodium era, let's say like that. Okay, so let me just share the screen 1 second. Okay, you should see my screen now. So this is, as always, the SaltStack community, the testing working group board. We have instructions. There is no change from my side, at least. So we still have the same goals here on the to-do list. Yeah, we have the different actions that still not been tackled by anyone. But yeah, let's see if we can find some time to keep progressing this at least. Yeah, from time to time, yeah, we all have been really busy. Not only the Sol guys in here, we at SUSE, we have been also working on the release of SUSE Manager 4.1, and months before releasing is always, there are a lot of stuff on the queue. Yeah, I have still this batching code that I need to port to the master. The good thing here is that we have been running this code for, I think already maybe half of the year, heavily using the batch async client. So yeah, at least the code that we have here is really well tested. Should be really straightforward to integrate that into master, since we already have that in 3000 in our 3000 package. So yeah, let's see if I can find some time to that. And then we have a card about the Salt Toaster integration with the upstream test. This was something Jochen was starting to manage. There was some progress, I think, on this before, but I'm not really sure about the current state of this. I'm not sure if there is something on you, Pedro, on this regard, but in any case, I will just keep this here until Johannes is back. We can proceed on anything that is remaining on this card.
Nothing new.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, and nothing else on the board, so yeah, we don't have to match. One thing I would like to know, Pedro, maybe, well, of course, we have Sodium there, which is really nice. Yeah, there were a lot of work to get it there, and yeah, so congratulations, and yeah, well done.
Thank you.
Yeah, Yeah, is there any major announcement or something that you may want to highlight here on this meeting? Maybe, yeah, regarding to testing or, anything on the Sodium release cycle.
So this is not news, but let's say this again. I don't know if there's someone here that wasn't before. Anyway, the plan is still for magnesium. So the upcoming 3002, which is the current master branch, although we are still in code freeze. But anyway, once we get out of code freeze, the plan is still to merge and switch to PyTest completely and remove the run tests code. PyTest has been running quite good when comparing to run tests, so we should be good to do that. And once that's in, there will be some refactoring, like stop using our skip decorators and switch to PyTest markers and minor stuff like that. I'm sorry. And eventually try and start rewriting some of the tests to PyTest. Mostly the high level of the plan is to pick up the tests that we know are either flaky or slow and try to rewrite them so that they can be faster and not flaky, and do it in PyTest. So like take the opportunity to rewrite the test to PyTest while trying to make it faster and not flaky. But as I mentioned, there's been a lot of work, and while we are in code freeze, there isn't much that we can do to progress with the testing stuff besides fixing anything that got broken.
Yeah, of course.
So yeah, nothing else was added to the plan. We are still on course there. So that's about the news that I have.
Good. We need to, on the toaster side, we need also to invest some time there because with the latest changes on master, we are not able to run easily the tests on the toaster as we were doing before. So we are still able to run on Sol 3000, but I think
is that a change on the salt code or on the requirements?
Yeah, I think it's basically the symptoms that we have is that once we run the toaster, when PyTest is starting to collect the test, then we get some problem with some imports of salt factories or something like that. Yeah, so it might be that there is some switch on the test. And maybe we were using salt testing or something in the past, and maybe we need to do some adaptations there.
Yeah, we stopped using salt testing, and for sodium, so 3001, we still use PyTest salt. Although if you run the test suite with PyTest, you actually have to uninstall PyTest salt. That's like a step that we do on our current test suite, and that's a way for us to maintain the static requirements and yet allow running both approaches to the test suite, PyTest and run tests. So that might be it.
Yeah, maybe it's just a simple thing that we need to do when we want to basically run the test on these.
Yeah, it might be it. We also, so I've been investigating on us getting a single requirements file for salt, but the requirements are massive and that's hard.
Yeah.
Some work has been done while we try to keep up with the newest releases of some of the libraries that we depend on. I did some investigation, and honestly, for us to decomplicate our requirements, the plan that I see right now is switching to Poetry, but that introduces another problem. So Poetry is becoming better at resolving the requirements and the conflicts. And I actually have a branch where it solves them perfectly. But our installation process still relies heavily on setup tools.
Mm-hmm.
And Poetry does not export a requirements file from its own TOML dependency
Mm-hmm.
declaration.
Mm-hmm.
And so we cannot switch or adopt that or even try. So, and we cannot have like two places to set up requirements. So that's also a waste of time. So right now we are trying to, as we progress to, with the betas for the single binary release of SALT, we are trying to decomplicate these requirements and trying to get them managed on a smaller set of files. So down the road, that will simplify your testing approach with Toaster, for sure. But I'm guessing that it's just a requirements issue that you're
yeah,
facing.
I think yeah, it's nice that you clarify that, because yeah, it sounds like that. I mean, so everything, all the wheels are working, but yeah, it's just like a problem on some particular import file. So it might be this conflict with the PyTest Salt installation that we had from before. Yeah. Okay, that's nice. What else we have here? Yeah, I wanted to hear if there were any plans. That's something, yeah, after Sodium release, that's something that you already mentioned. I would like to also ask you, the people here attending, if you want to mention something else, if you have any question or any topic that you want to, yeah, introduce here for discussion or anything. So
I actually have a question about basically clarification with the process. So once master branch is unlocked again, is that the time to only write PyTest tests in from that point on? Or, I mean, I guess it makes sense to port them later. You don't have to port them anymore then.
So the ideal plan is once we switch to the Magnesium release, meaning when we unlock the master branch from code freeze, ideally we should only accept PyTest tests. But if you look at the pull request queue, we have quite a few pull requests. So that's not going to be like mandatory. If you are writing a new module or a new test, then please do so in PyTest. And if you don't know where to start or anything like that, ping one of the core developers, ping me, and we will get through that initial hurdle of starting. We also have some test clinics on Twitch, which also help start writing tests, or you actually have a core developer, Wayne, that can answer your questions with regards to testing. So to answer your question, ideally, yes, we should only accept PyTest tests. But since we have such a massive pull request queue, we just cannot ask to rewrite the tests using PyTest. So we will be accepting unit tests. And let me make it clear, PyTest can run those tests. The problem and why we want to get away from unit test is that over the years, we added a lot of custom code, which PyTest greatly simplifies with the use of fixtures. So that's why we want to get away from our own custom code and getting to something that it's broadly used and is actually more featureful. So if you are writing something new, please write in PyTest if possible. If you don't know, just ask for help or any questions on the Twitch streams that we have. If you are just, for example, fixing a test, and you don't actually want to rewrite the test in PyTest, it's okay if you just fix the existing Unit 2 test. We won't block pull requests because of that.
Okay, thanks.
Pedro, you mentioned that you have a SolStack Twitch channel or something like that. So there are some clinics or something?
Yeah, a while back, because this question pops up quite a few times, and actually it's a flaw that I haven't mentioned that yet here on the testing work group. We have a few core developers doing Twitch streams. One of the streams is the test clinic, which is currently being done by Wayne. I don't know the schedules of the Twitch stream, so I will make sure that next time I do have those, so that we can say it here on this testing work group. But basically, Wayne, if there's questions or doubts, Wayne is there to answer. And if no one is asking questions, usually Wayne picks up a module or something missing tests or something like that, and starts hacking some tests, and eventually people start asking questions.
Okay, I wasn't aware of that. Okay, that's really nice.
I think
that's something
of the calendar, the events of the Salt community events calendar. They also have some appointments. So the next one would be tomorrow at 5 p.m. for us, CST.
Okay.
There you go. You know more than me. Thank you. I know that they exist. I just don't know the schedule. So thank you, Alex.
Yeah, I don't have that schedule, so yeah, I will ask you later, Alex. Okay, nice. Yeah, any other question? Okay, thank you very much for this. Just open the calendar. There is actually a lot of stuff coming. Good. Okay, so any other further question? If not, then I would say that there is nothing. Well, there is nothing on at least on my side. So I would say that yeah, we can just wrap up the meeting. Yeah, just thank you everybody for attending. Thank you, Pedro, for your explanations. Yeah, have a nice month and see you next time. Bye-bye.
Yeah, bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Ciao.
Ciao.